Hello, fellow Vikings that are making bad judgment calls. Queuebe is back in another installment of Valheim Survival Series, and I have a question for you. Do you remember this when I said it's safe and that this spear will be completely safe? Yeah? Well, it isn't. If enemies are swimming down here to go here, that's kind of their fault, and if they do, they're very slow targets, and I don't think we're gonna have a problem. There was a raid that I was playing off camera a bit, searching for turnips, that probably gonna continue in this episode. The raid happened, and yeah, they come out through that rock. And yeah, I died a couple of times, but what really breaks my heart is that Mr. Piglinson with his whole family are now just raw meat. And yeah, rip, rest in peace, my pigs. At least I had 5 boar meats from you. And I will be in search of a new pigs. Hopefully we can get a starred one. But probably because of my deforestation here, there are not too many boars anymore. And having these spikes and now stone walls proves it a bit of a challenge to actually find few, I think. Either way, this episode we have a couple of plans for us. One, first and foremost, we will be fixing this so that no Droger can come here. So yeah, we're probably changing the outline to match the stone sound line. And yeah, they damaged my ship pretty bad. We can fix that, it's not a problem. At least bees are still alive and they haven't taken the carrots. And no other major damage was done. But yeah, for now it's exciting. I'm thinking after doing all this in stone and grinding stone for a bit, I'm sick of it. So probably we're gonna be revisiting a spawner location that we have here. So we're gonna build a farm, automated one for our Greydwarfs, their ice, stone and wood, and hopefully we never need to grind stone again. That's the plan. And yeah, also, as we are at it, we are gonna visit our trader here, the new one. Let's not waste time and jump into our new ship and let's go to our new trader. Oh, and wait, I forgot some coins for us to take. Maybe it has something good to sell. We don't have that much, but no worries, we have other valuable stuff that we're gonna transport with a new portal that already gathered the materials for. So all our traders, even though they're not that far away from each other here and here, will have their separate portals. So I'm planning to build that just as we go there. In longer terms, it will save us time, and the ship probably is gonna be parked there for quite a lot of time until we gather the full inventory of the valuables that we cannot take through the portal. So let's get right in and let's move. And here the ship is really big and it has loads of storage. We have very favorable wind, so let's see how fast we can go. Does it remind us of a sports car or no? with our car, with the little ship, it took us quite some time to actually go this distance, but maybe with this one we will not take that long. It's definitely way faster. Well, apparently our trader is way into the inland of the swamp, so yeah, we kind of need a plan B. Or where are we building our portal? Because I don't really want to build portal on the shore itself. And this little island probably will not suffice. Yeah, it's not even an island, it's just a bunch of stone. And here we have plains, which is a bit too dangerous, I think. Because of the goddamn mosquitoes. But I'm not a fan of having that raider so inaccessible. And yeah, as our portal is not that far, we can just go home, have a bit more food, and come back here when it's daylight. Oh, hi there, troll. Oh, it's a couple. Hey there, miss and mister. Well, I'm not dealing with two trolls at the same time. And that was close. Yeah, Haldur, save me. Yeah, and as we have to use our Haldur's teleport, at least for now, it gives us opportunity to explore swamp a bit, and maybe we're gonna find turnips. While I was playing off camera, I was like really surprised that there were no turnips in the area that I searched, or at least I couldn't find them or see them, but they should be quite visible. Look around for the mosquitoes and sprint. Locks, I don't know if you will kill me or not, but I'd rather you turn away and leave me. I'd rather deal with this Droger. So now, we died here previously. There are a few tombs that I haven't went into. But this is also the area that I haven't visited. So leave a comment or a like. Yeah, leave a comment if you see a turnip I missed. That will really be helpful. Are you a turnip here? You are, my precious turnip. Yes, 3 turnip seeds, finally. Now we should be able to get some sausages. And also grow turnips inside our garden. Yeah, I also need some ancient trees to build myself an iron buckler. Let's mark you on a map. You also have precious loot for me. Now, are you a trader there or... Or a Surtling farm. Yeah, that's Surtlings. We probably... yeah, Bog Witch. When I played previously, Bog Witch wasn't a thing. Hello there, Bog Witch. Cluster. Hello. Yes. Candlewick. Pungent Pebbles. Ivy Seeds. Oh, that would be nice for buildings. Serving tray. Once feast has been eaten of it, it won't return any resources if dismantled. Okay, so a lot for feasts. I think we are buying a candlewick. Yeah, resin candles. That will be a nice lighting for our upcoming builds. Yeah, as always, we are way overcrowded in our inventory. Let's do a seaweed. What do you unlock? We don't unlock anything. Really? And we, at least for now, cannot consume it. Sure then. Where's the exit? I wonder... can we build a... let's try and build ourselves a teleport. A mythical forces in this area. Sure. Oh, here we can. See you soon, Bog Witch. Oh, we need to... no, it should be empty. Is it 0? No. Okay, I understand. I'll need to build a... okay, let's name you 1 then. And have you as 1 in our call book. For now... let's go place everything that we need in our base. First things first, let's just get our items in order where they should be. But if we go and take our trusty cultivator, yes, we can plant turnips, which will in turn also will give us spice rack, which should give us sausages. When you three beauties grow up, it will give me a good upgrades. And for sausages, I think we need a boar meat, so that puts pressure on us to get some boars, actually. Let's grab ourselves Surtling course, and let me explain my plan. So we have one teleporter which is not connected or is not tagged, so I thought that every untagged would teleport to there, but it's not. So we named our new teleporter, or portal rather, 1. Oh, I don't... what? I have only 18. Okay, see you in a moment. When... let me just grind it out. Let me just plunk it down. Oh, Greydwarf eyes. Okay, we don't have everything on hand. We have Greydwarf eyes here. This highlights a kind of a flaw of starter base, as we will need now quite soon a full working portal room, which we don't really have a place for. nor I have dedicated the place for that. But we're still gonna need it. So let's just plug it one there, and I will need to come up with some ideas. Where and how are we putting our portal room? This was meant as a starter base and still is, and I really enjoy it, but the plan is to expand this. And here you see we have water. But that's probably a trouble for another episode, because this episode we need to scavenge more tombs. I'm specifically hunting for chains. And yes, as always, of course, iron. But we're kind of good on iron. Yes, iron.
1 semester later.
So we're full and we need to head back to the ship. So now that I have all the 4 chains that I was missing for our farm here, I came in, flattened the ground around our spawner or the nest here, in order to do that without too much bothering or botherance. You have to dig a hole and put 3 Greydwarfs in a hole, so they will not bother you while you do your work. And this nest will check 20 meters radius around itself. And if it finds 3 Greydwarf, it will not spawn anymore. So that's why you do that, just to save yourself some hassle. And of course, yeah, depending on your build, you might want to, as I did here, flatten quite a big area, so that building is easier. And the farm core design that I'm doing is not exactly mine. It's I will link 2 videos that I took the working design, and I designed my own building in Creative World. But the essence of the Greydwarf farm is pretty simple. You just need some sky and then protect this. So yeah, we can just start and do that. Our entrance to the base building will be somewhere here, so I will start putting the housing around the nest to protect it from this side. And how you do it, the good tip I saw was you need to find the middle, and the middle is exactly where it starts doing this. So you pop this here. For this to not be too big, what you can do is place a half block and then destroy this, and then you can attach wall like that. This then can be destroyed, and you can start wrapping the nest. And this will ensure that the nest will not be broken while we're building our structure around, and probably fighting mobs or random mobs that will come here from time to time. I'm just gonna make it too high. Now the other essential part of Greydwarf farms are that they will spawn in 4-meter radius around the nest. So that will be 4. So what you can do, so what I would do is go around this nest with 4 meters all around it. So what this floor does is it helps me guide all the build around it, and also have everything flat. If there was a case where some of these would die for some reason, the spawner would not have any place to spawn the Greydwarf. The other thing that I like to do after I place the tiles down is I would place a floor under the nest, because in my testing scenarios, in my testing world, some Greydwarfs do sometimes spawn very, very near the nest itself and would not spawn wherever they should be spawning, which would be in our case here on these 4 tiles. So what you can do basically to make a... Now we can go and dedicate the area for Greydwarfs to spawn. And for that we're gonna take a half beam, put it back here. And because our will be elevated above ground, we're gonna fix that sooner, a bit later. But basically we can just draw out the farm area itself, which will be a 2x2. And with this on, we now know where they will spawn. And basically it means that we know where we can put our braziers for them to kill, actually, to kill the Greydwarf. For outer walls, I'm gonna be using these big logs here. Which we can make a frame from. So this will be the killing chamber. In order for us to be able to come in here and select the loot, we can put in the second door. What we can do now is put this in the middle, this and this one too. And now if we would come in here, we want to place half beams like this and on 90 degrees. And this should ensure that Greydwarf will be covered in all the area where they spawn and will not be able to sit somewhere here or in the middle without getting burned. And when you do one, you can sit down, and this will help to put your brazier up to the very end and as much as in the middle as possible. If you do this, you can now destroy these half beams and the brazier should be on the ground. And you continue for all the 4 corners actually. So I haven't recorded part this, so I'm gonna repeat it when it's built. So we finish placing the braziers. You can kill the Greydwarfs that you have in the hole, and they will start spawning around inside this killing chamber while you build the actual house around it. So you're gonna have building material while you're building. And don't leave any uncovered ground areas, because that's where the Greydwarf will start spawning. And the important thing here, when you do your build here around this, you can cover it up if you want, but you need to leave a teeny tiny part so you can access the braziers to fuel them in, like this. Now, my build will be a bit different. It will not be on the ground. I'm gonna raise it up 1 meter high, so the killing chamber will be on the ground, and we're gonna have stairs here and a full build. So I'm gonna tag you along with the build. now that's the outline of the full build. Well, not full, we're gonna have one roof part here above the door that we're gonna place, and it's important to place the door before this, after this stage, and before we put on the roof and continue with the whole build. But I'm gonna show you a cool little trick that I kind of found out in my testing world. So I really hate how Valheim does roofs, and mainly because if we would take a roof tile and we want to do an overhang, they would put an, let me demonstrate here. Yeah, I haven't put on the overhangs yet, so if I was to put on the roof the other way around, normally like this, and I would want an overhang because now we can cover the whole roof area, and if I want overhang I can only do need a little bit more wood. So let's go into our farm. We should have plenty here. Yeah, so if I wanted an overhang, I'm forced to do this and then this, which in my opinion just looks too big and a bit too janky because they are so big, they're 1 meter. But in order to have a smaller overhang, what you can do is what I did on the other side of the build is, yeah, let me do it here. The goddamn tree covers it. So what you want to do is very simple. At the crown or at top of your roof, put a half beam here. Select an appropriate cross, and if you, from that end, if you do an extra diagonal beam, it will be a 1 meter off or longer than previously, than this one, and 1 meter shorter than the full overhang. So now when you decide to put on the roof, I'm gonna fix my hammer and show you. Now when you put on your roof, you will be able to put the roof directly on this mark. Directly here, so it's flush now with the top. But if we go off of it, you're now able to put your overhang. Let's see if I can do it from, yeah. And now you have a perfect 1 meter overhang from both sides, which looks way better than, at least in my opinion, way better than the full overhang, which is really, really big. But before we cover the whole roof with roof tiles, we need to make sure that we have our entrance, because if we do this here, our entrance will be too low for us. What we can actually do is place our door here. And now if we would take a 1 meter beam, yeah, it should align with the door. From here we can do 45 degree or 26 degree roof beams. On both sides. Now just finish up the doorway. And if we put this here, that should perfectly mark where the roof ends. Now, if you want, you can put the roof beam there in the middle, which I don't advise at the moment, because anything above here might affect the spawn rates. So we don't do that. And of course, whenever you're ready and you have iron, you can put an iron gate here, which will make it a bit more pretty and good looking for you, because every build has to have at least something that's looking good, even though it's just a farm in the very end. Now what's rest is putting the walls in with all the decorations and then putting on the roof. So I'll see you there. As we now have our walls, before finishing up decorating them and putting on the roof, what you need to do is very important thing if you want your farm to work when it's raining. You have to do one more little thing, and that is to put the roof above the braziers that we have here. And in order for us to do that, we need to get up somewhere here. Let's try and put a beam up, like so, here. What we need to do now is to put these half walls in, here, here, whoop. Oh, I snapped it way out. Here, here. Just go all around and make a cube. Come on, snap in, please. Here. We can go and from this corner actually reach this. Take a corner piece, corner piece for roofing, and snap it into that corner. Repeat that for all the corners. Now we can destroy the tile. And our spawning is continuing, so we definitely need not to have a roof above the nest here. And now that we have those, you can choose to hide them or leave it as is. I will decide later what I'm gonna do with those. And now we can put on the roof. So now the roof is in. These will protect it from burning out or flaming out. Now we need to just finish up decorating what's missing here and here before we... And the rain started right on time. So now you will be able to see that they are still burning. Even though the rain is raining. And what we can do is start, before we finish up decorating, I left this as a window, and however we want, you can start placing chests all over the place. Well, and that's the whole build. As you see, fully working. I was inspired by Viking longhouses to do this kind of shed looking, longhouse looking build. It's a small one, It's not our base, so it will suffice. It has storage that I'll be putting more in. Added some windows so the trolls cannot see us. For now I left this open, but we'll see how I do it in the future. Remember, do not put the roof above the nest and above the spawning ground, because your spawn rates will drop or stop at all. And did some stone pathways here, and of course the little pier, in case we ever need to come with the ship here. Yep, so that's how you do a farm build in Valheim for your future builds. And for me, this stone will be definitely of use in our upcoming base expansions that I have in mind, but that's for a couple of next episodes, so I'll see you on these ones. If you like my content, please consider subscribing and leave a comment what do you think about this build. And I will see you on the next one.